Hey, it's Bernie, and you are checking out Doing Donuts with Bernie.
My first car, not that I drove, that I owned, was a 1985 Buick Regal. I liked it because my grandparents ordered it in black, and it had this cool burgundy interior, and they were old, so they ordered it without air conditioning, because that's what old people do, weird shit. But because they did that, it actually made it faster. Cars run faster without air conditioners. This first thing they teach when making the car go fast, just make the AC. So it was fast.
Moving through New York City in a black 750 like Batman moving through Gotham.
I liked it because it was black. It just had the hubcaps on it, but it looked like the Buick Regal T-Type, or what many know as the Grand National. The Grand National was the top of the line Buick. It was a 6-cylinder turbocharged Buick that was beating Corvettes down the track from like 84 to 87. And so my grandparents bought a Regal at a real sweet time, like right at the sweet spot. So their Regal was assumed to be, because it didn't have a lot of chrome, it was all black, people thought it was a T-Type. So people, you know, I like when they got away with having a fake Grand National. And it was the shit. I knew my car was the shit because when I drove it, the only other dude who drove a car to school, a Regal, was my man Warren. His dad, Regals were kind of nice cars. His dad had like an aqua blue one with like a half beige top. Mine was all the way blacked out with the burgundy interior. We would park next to each other on some real cool shit. Like, it was real slick. But I would drive it. I knew it was ill because when I went to the prom, I took Consuela Boy to the prom. Took Consuela to the prom, and I was mad that I couldn't rent a car and go to the prom because everybody there was in the written Chrysler C-Range for some reason. So I was on that lame ass, wanting to be like everybody else shit, and I wanted to rent a Chrysler, but I was like, I ain't have enough dough. So I brought her and her mom some flowers, went and picked her up in a Regal. And when I pulled up on her block, everybody was like, at my car, and I'm like, oh shit. And then we matched my car too, like our outfits matched my car. So when we were on the way to the prom, a guy pulled up next to me, and at that time people were big into doing Volkswagen Golfs, Jettas, that type. So he was a dope boy. He pulled up in the car, man. I think it was like a done. It was like a Serato. What is it, Serato that the Volkswagen had, or a Golf or something. But it was ill. He pulled up and literally pulled out a wad of cash and said, "I'll buy that car for you right now." And I turned and said, "But I'm going to my prom." So I drove to the prom, and I had her like 3-4 more girls to the prom, and just hung out. And then afterwards, me and the homies had rented like a whole apartment floor at a hotel, like Cobb County. I had all the girls go there, so Consuela out to eat, maybe send her home with her boyfriend. Just went and tricked off her hoes all night. The next day, I came outside. Me, my man Fat Dante, Demetrius, Cheese, Bobby. It was like Ocean's 11. We just walked out of the hotel. We went to the sauna, balled out to the pools, just walked out of the hotel the next day, smoking weed. I walked in my Regal and drove to the sunrise, and that sunset. So that's an 85 Regal. That's my first car. I'm gonna buy another, but I'm gonna get a T-Type for it right now.
So what happened to it?
Oh man, I was gonna put, my grandpa did not want me to put, he did not want me to put rims on it. And I had a graphic, I was an art student, and I had a few scholarships. And I had a graphic, internship at a graphic design company. And the owner of that company also owned an electronics company, burglary alarm, shit like that. So he put a burglar alarm on it, and then my grandpa knew I was gonna do something to it, like rims or something. So he got real pissed off at me for fucking with the wiring. So I was gonna put 30 of those on it, man. My grandpa just got mad. My grandma started praying and throwing oil and shit, and I wrecked it. It broke my heart. And I never put rims on a car after that. I've never even gave a fuck about putting rims on a car. I just bought a truck from about to put some Boss 330 rims. But I never really gave a shit about rims after that. I felt like rims personally.
Okay, and one last question. What is it about cars that you love?
Cars are like women. Like, it's all about the curves, you know, and the power. For me, like, cars, they're very feminine things. It's like, even though they're muscular and broad and brawny, you know, contingent upon what you're wearing, they're just like, it's nothing like hearing a woman's purr or a car's cow. You know, it's nothing like it. So for me, I love cars in a very romantic way. Like I've made some of my best love Plymouths, Buicks, and Chevys. Cars and the shit.
Any other final words?
You're a big nigga, man. Make sure you get your 1-2-seater in your life, man. Whether it's a Regal or a Vet or a Viper, you know, be that guy. Hey, check it out. I'm Killer Kill from the Ville, aka Killer Mike. Starting this thing off, Brontown Rap Gang, bang, bang, bang. And you're watching me, that's right, watching me on the dopest auto blog on the net. Doing donuts with Burn.
I'm a maneuver through the ATL in a black XL with a goddess of a black female. This is blackmail heaven, what the ballers are professing, but to me, home feels like hell. Even though it's black top from the